The time by Sagicor is
7 p.m.
CVM News at 7 Wednesday headlines, courtesy of Heart NSDA Trust, Jamaica's Human Development Agency.
Coming up in CVM News at 7, suspended. Jamaica among 75 countries banned from immigrant U.S. visa application. Unacceptable. Opposition blasts government procurement failings after AG report on a university hospital. What went wrong? St. Thomas family threatens to sue St. Margaret's Hospital, Princess Margaret's Hospital rather, after teen's death. In the business report, we'll have so much more on what's happening, and later on, much more on sports.
CVM News at 7 Wednesday headlines, courtesy of Heart NSDA Trust, Jamaica's Human Development Agency.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
CVM News at 7 Wednesday, courtesy of
Sagicor, building trust for generations.
Celebrating 55 years.
From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7. It's Wednesday, January 14, 2026. I'm Nika Lewis. Thank you for joining us. We begin with matters arising at the University Hospital of the West Indies, where the hospital says it is taking decisive steps to fix the procurement problems highlighted in a damning Auditor General report tabled in Parliament on Tuesday. Chairman of the hospital board, Patrick Hilton, told CVM News the new board is also doing its own internal review with a view to act.
We have started the process of implementing training, clarified some delegation of authority, and instituted some level of performance monitoring for staff involved in procurement and financial management.
Okay.
And we have also started some work on improving the culture of accountability, the culture of transparency, the culture of compliance, right? And more regular reporting to the board and enhanced internal audit follow-up.
Even as the police fraud squad and Jamaica Customs carry out their own investigation, Mr. Hilton says the public should be assured the leadership of the hospital is committed to fixing the deficiencies highlighted in the report.
We are committed, one, to fixing the problem, two, to ensuring that we future-proof the institution in terms of how it operates going forward so that this never happens again. And I would dare say, right, that we have the aspiration to use this, negative set of circumstances. Some people use the saying, don't waste the crisis, to make this institution exemplary in its procurement practices, right, going forward.
And the opposition People's National Party is criticizing the government for what it says is, quote, a serious failure of governance following the Auditor General's damning report on the University Hospital of the West Indies. Spokesman on Health, Dr. Alfred Dawes, says millions of taxpayers' dollars have been wasted without proper documentation.
And its wider impact.
Well, really and truly, it's have a lot of different countries out there. So why we Jamaicans are looking, and America alone know that
Commission exposed, despite repeated public assurances from Health Minister Christopher Tufton, hundreds of millions of dollars were committed without basic documentation. We saw this after the Integrity Commission exposed the improper $80 million in contracts awarded to Market Me. We saw it again when a $31 million drill for Bustamante Hospital was publicly praised as a model procurement. Yet once more, serious breaches occurred under the minister's watch.
In other news now, the United States has announced an indefinite suspension of immigrant visa processing for nationals of 75 countries, including Jamaica, effective January 21. Several Caribbean nations, parts of Africa, Asia, Europe, and South America, as well as Russia, Iran, and Somalia are also on the list. The suspension will not apply to applicants seeking non-immigrant visas. Demand for non-immigrant visas is expected to rise dramatically in the coming months and years due to the upcoming 2026 World Cup and 2028 Olympics, both of which the U.S. will host or co-host. Kevin Black has been tracking that story.
It was announced earlier today that the U.S. State Department will pause immigrant visas from 75 countries whose migrants take welfare from the American people at what they deem to be unacceptable rates. It's worth noting that this suspension will not apply to non-immigrant visas or business or tourist visas, which make up the vast majority of visa seekers. Now, demand is expected to rise significantly within the coming months due to the 2026 World Cup and the 2028 Olympics, both of which will be hosted by the United States.
Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith sought also to clarify categories of travelers not affected by the change. She posted on X.
This does not affect applications for regular tourist visas, student visas, business visas, or visas part of seasonal work programs, farm work, and hospitality, which continues to be processed by the U.S. Embassy in Kingston.
Managing Director of Caribbean Immigrant Services, Erwin Clare, believes the announcement is cause for concern.
Many Jamaicans, when they migrate, they petition for their family members, notably parents, children, and spouses. And if there are certain criteria now being leveled on those individuals as to whether or not they will become public charges, meaning that they'll come into the United States and get involved in the public distribution of funds such as Medicaid, Medicare, or any Section 8 or any SNAP programs, any programs that are driven by public funding. And this has been something that has been on the horizon for some time. And now we see it being put in place.
Public reaction to the announcement has been mixed, with concerns about the decision and its wider impact.
Well, really and truly, it have a lot of different countries out there. So why we Jamaicans are going to kill up ourselves just for America? And America alone is not there.
If him say him not give Jamaican no visa, you can't do nothing about it. His country, this is our country. You know what I mean? If American was coming here, we say, watch out, we not give no American no visa. You know what I say? Them couldn't do anything. So it's his country, so he has the right to determine who comes or goes.
You don't want to live in America. Me want to live in Jamaica where me can go a river. Me can go on the moat, me can pass and broke a cane.
Mr. Clare argues the move is an onslaught on migrants from particular countries.
We see more and more these measures are directed at people of color, from countries that are faced with economic challenges. And it's unfortunate, but that's the policy of the United States today. And whether I agree with it or not, I'm just articulating what is evident.
Beyond the people seeking to migrate, the policy may also impact people whose livelihoods depend on daily activity at U.S. embassies, from document service providers to small vendors who rely on visa applicants for income.
May assist people who come at the embassy on an everyday basis with printing. So at the end of the day, if they cut visa based on Jamaican who apply for visa, well, they are going to have less people apply for visa. you have less people that turn up for the interview. So at the end of the day, me as a person will have an office cross from the embassy with the printing. Well, it will slow down.
In the meantime, Mr. Clear reasons Jamaican congressional representatives need to lobby the U.S. government.
Jamaica has always been a friend of the United States, regardless whoever is in the White House. And I think that we do have leverages there to continue to maintain dialogue, engaging with the opportunities that exist. The Jamaican diaspora in the United States is a major contributor to the United States. I mean, and I think that bears something. I think you will see our congressional representatives stepping up to the fore.
Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
It was announced earlier today that
Joining us now to dig a little deeper into the implications of this latest announcement by the Trump White House is development economist Dr. Nelson Christian Stokes and economist Janelle McEwen. Welcome, gentlemen.
Good night. Thank you. Yeah, good night. Thank you for having us.
Indeed. I'll begin with you, Dr. Stokes, because temporary workers like farm workers, student work and travel, those visas or those applicants would not be affected. But you also believe that there is still a long-term economic impact of this freeze. Please explain.
Right. So it's important that we just slow down a little bit here. It's not somebody wanting a visa to go up to visit their family or to go to an event or to go to school. It's for migrants. That's the first thing. The second thing is the reasons proffered are suspect. That the idea that Jamaicans as a whole represent a burden on the public purse in the U.S., as opposed to being a major contributor to economic development and economic activity, is just difficult to believe. I love to see the numbers that support that. One may want to go down the angle of what Mr. Erwin Clear said, which maybe it's an attempt for the whitening of America, which is their prerogative, and we don't need, Jamaica doesn't need to get involved in that. At the micro level, it is very difficult for families who want to reunite and improve their lives, and persons who see a future in the United States. However, add quickly that this is not a sustainable policy by the United States, because folks from this country are the vast underbelly that drives the U.S. economy and the services sector. So I don't see it as sustainable. However, if it were, then there'll be less opportunity to go to the United States and live. But the way I look at that is as a challenge for Jamaica to double down on Vision 2030, to create a Jamaica where this is where I want to stay and want to raise my family and want to live and do business. And I think that's the stark choice, before us. We ought not to be upset because somebody no longer wants you in their country as a resident.
And Mr. McEwen, I gather your views vary a bit from Dr. Stokes.
Right. So as it relates to our economy, the impact in the short term is fairly minimal. We know that remittance in support, it makes up roughly around 20% of our GDP. And a large share of that comes from temporary workers, especially those in like the H2A or H2B programs. So those programs are untouched. So the money will continue to flow. However, in the long term or the medium to long term, if it is that this policy continue for a long period of time, what we might see is that we might see less remittances coming into the country, with the U.S. planning to also implement a 1% tax on remittances leaving the country. So that might have an impact on, and will have an impact on, our GDP in the medium and long run.
All right. We return to Dr. Stokes because he also believes that there are some positives coming out of this, in that the best, the brightest who normally migrate will now stay in Jamaica. But won't they simply just go to another country?
They may, but the future of Jamaica's economic development lies in our people talk about our capital structure, or underutilized capital in terms of the investment in roads and infrastructure and so on. But I would suspect, and I haven't looked at the numbers, that the human capital is tremendously underutilized. And these same Jamaicans who see no hope by staying in Jamaica go to the US, and as far as I can see, and in my own experience, flourish. They do well by and large. So I think as a patriot, somebody who lives here, I think it's an opportunity to say, look, I know you want to move, but these are the things that we're doing to make Jamaica a place where you want to live and raise your family and conduct business. So from that point of view, I think it's an opportunity and a signal to double down on improving Jamaica. We can't keep, as Bob Marley said, running away. We can't keep doing that. We have to make our country livable. We want people wanting to come here.
Right. Well, quick comments from you, Mr. McEwen.
Right. So that argument, it really sounds appealing, but it is incomplete, as Mr. Stoke alluded to. The challenge here in Jamaica is not just about brain drain. It's really underemployment. Mr. Stoke was referring to that also. So many skilled Jamaicans, they migrate not because they want to leave, but because the opportunities here at home, they don't fully utilize their skills. So restricting permanent migration, it does not automatically translate into productive retention. So I would say true talent retention requires domestic job creation, competitive wages, and innovation, not barriers abroad.
All right, thank you so much. That was economist Janelle McEwen and development economist Dr. Nelson Christian Stokes. Thank you both, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Take a break. Stay with us.
Season is the time. Digital is gifting smile. Gift a smile. Gift a smile. Gift a smile. Digital is gifting smiles this season. 64 lucky customers will win $250,000 cash, and the 32 getting $50,000 in groceries. You can also win Samsung tablets, furniture vouchers, and so much more. Gift Espa, you can keep your prize, or you give all our partners to someone who really needs a smile. This season isn't just about winning, it's about making sure everybody good. Cash Digital in your community, bringing gifts and good cheer to keep you smiling into the new year. Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction, 'cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music hits I play, and the people them I say we are my show tonight. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got the spark, don't fit the dark, shine your lights
Thanks so much for staying with us. Continuing the local news. In the face of fresh allegations surfacing in some quarters concerning Jaden Smith, the missing Manchester teen, the principal of the school he attends is calling on all concerned to refocus, even as he issues a warning. Carolyn Brown has this CVM News follow-up.
This picture was posted on every media platform where information is disseminated electronically or otherwise in the second half of 2025.
I'm standing here in 2F at the Manchester High School. Had Jaden Smith still been around, this would have been his classroom. Jaden was only 1 month into the start of the school term back in September, coming from his primary school when he disappeared. The question is still being asked, where is Jaden?
It has been a question on my mind for the past couple of months. A promising young man with a bright future, And the only thing I can say, God is still in control. We miss him dearly.
It's a matter that has not died with the year past, and this school family has only positive expectations for the missing teen.
Lord, wherever he is and whatever happened, justice will come out. And it's been so long. I don't know what to tell my students these days. I don't know what to tell any relative that comes by. And so it's just always like an open wound.
Principal Jasford Gabriel is finally hitting back at those who have placed him on the receiving end of open rebuke.
I've been very silent on the matter. About, a lot has been said in social media about the involvement of the principal. I just want to dispel every rumor and everything that has been said. They are all false in relation to my involvement with the case.
He says the criticism is misplaced and out of focus, fanning the wrong flame.
Here am I. Social media also said I was locked up, I was out of the country, could not return. These are things that were told to me because persons who have productive things to do don't really have a lot of time to be following much of what social media is saying, but the bigger issue is, we are hopeful that Jaden will return to us, and as a school, we remain committed to supporting whatever legitimate efforts are being made.
He's now warning the social media community.
I think I need to respond and do whatever is necessary to try and clear my name in the matter. And with God's grace, we just want Jaden back or to get some kind of closure to this matter because it is still weighing heavily on the school community.
They say Jaden was a flower in this garden, but now they're all saying, I am sorry. Sorry because Jaden is not here at school. This is Curlin Brown reporting for CVM News.
These are difficult times for one St. Thomas family seeking closure and peace after coming to terms with the death of one of its youngest in October. The family's grief is, however, delayed, not because they can't mourn, but because they are at odds with a hospital and its morgue over a series of unfortunate events that led to neither an autopsy being performed nor a body returning to them in an acceptable state. They are now considering a lawsuit even as talks begin. When Abigail Dennis passed away at the Princess Margaret Hospital on October 16, 2025, relatives including her mother were saddened but not shocked. The teen wrestled with sickle cell from birth. A day after her daughter was admitted in hospital, doctors told Annalisa Jenkins her daughter's condition was worsening.
She never did at the time. I was there talking to her. She couldn't respond more than look up on me. That's all. And all I said to her, I say, Abby, fight this, because mommy there here wait for you. Okay, about 10 seconds or 10 minutes after, she passed. Okay, I asked the doctor if him have to do autopsy. I tell him I don't want the body to cut. Him say, she died before the 24 hours, so them have to do an autopsy.
But according to Ms. Jenkins, what began as a simple death registration and autopsy request spiraled into a nightmare. Weeks of trying to get a date for the autopsy went without success, and efforts to get a response from the hospital proved a challenge even after multiple visits. She told CVM News she eventually requested the body for an independent autopsy, but the hospital told her they were now in charge and couldn't allow that. When she inquired to the state of the body upon hearing talks of refrigeration issues at the morgue contracted by the hospital, she says they told her the body was fine and had been transported to Kingston.
Call the funeral parlor, that is Butty, and bring them up there. Think the body was, them bring up the body before we get it. Them say, Butty, I forgot for the body, a town. Butty turned to me and said to me, say, no, that's not how it go. Them supposed to bring the body to me because them release it to me and hand it over to me.
Then, a day before her birthday, a grim conversation. She was allegedly told that the autopsy could no longer be done and she was to retrieve the body from Kingston at another funeral home.
More answers. Me give them my daughter body good. And then when it come back spoiled. I have pictures, I have videos and pictures of everything. Oh, we get back the body. And how them get it before. I'm want answer for know why all of a sudden the change of mind after the autopsy done.
When I've received the body and I inspect the body, it was not really stored at the right temperature, I believe, because of the skin slipping and also a bit of swelling in the body. The body was skin slipped, head right down through, so it's basically what it is. It was just not stored at the right temperature, I would say. It was in a deplorable condition. I wouldn't say a condition of deep.
Despite this, she said the hospital was yet to respond. When CVM News visited the hospital with Ms. Jenkins, we were speaking with the hospital's administrators who told us an investigation will be launched into the matter. We, of course, will have more on this development in coming days. All 1,010 institutions island-wide are up and running, according to the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information. During this week's post-cabinet briefing, an update was provided on the reopening measures being implemented to ensure the continuity of teaching and learning, the reopening of affected schools, and the progress on infrastructure repairs. Crystal Williams has more.
After several months of operating free of cost, the rural school bus system is now transitioning to a paid cashless model. Minister Vaz says the free introductory service provided since September is unsustainable.
That come February 1st, if you do not have a student card and you have not topped up your student card to pay the subsidized fare of $50, you will be going back to the old system of paying $300 to $600 a day and going through the trauma of competing with the adults for transportation.
He's urging parents to register their children for the card.
I want to take the opportunity to encourage parents and students who have not yet signed up for their student transportation card to do so now, as the drivers will not be accepting cash, and it becomes effective February 1st. Again, you may visit JUTC or your Ministry of Education websites or social media pages for the link to complete the registration form.
Mr. Vaz added the ministry has deployed 82 fully operational buses for the current Easter school term, with buses running on schedule and without disruption to ensure reliable transportation for students in rural communities.
In anticipation of increased demand, additional drivers were recruited and boarded, strengthening route coverage and reducing the risk of service gaps. This was a deliberate step to ensure continuity and reliability.
Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
Thank you, Carla. And that was Transport Minister Darrell Vaz speaking at this morning's post-cabinet media briefing. But we did promise you that there's an update from the Education Ministry on the schools that are now up and running, and we'll have that for you now.
According to Acting Chief Education Officer of the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, Terry Ann Thomas Gale, 446 schools across the three most affected regions, that's regions 3, 4 and 5, have been reopened.
Our reopening policy saw us really putting safety first. We ensured that we work closely with the Ministry of Health and Wellness and to ensure that the space for our students safe and ready for operation. We do practice through education in emergency, different operational modalities, and these not only include face-to-face but remote and staggered approach.
She says, however, implementation of these reopening policies are not void of their own set of challenges, such as infrastructure repair timelines, along with electricity, restoration, water supply, and tank replacement. As the national standards curriculum would require modification, the ministry says essential learning objectives will be prioritized to ensure continuity and depth of learning.
I want to reassure the public that condensing to a smaller number of objectives, the students will not be at a loss. We looked at those objectives that are usually call them the general objectives. That means these must be done in order for us to speak to achievement of skills and competencies.
The ministry says every teacher in affected parishes and every school in non-affected parishes have been furnished with the updated curriculum for the rest of the school year. An update was also announced on the new dates decided by the ministry for national exams.
These are the administration dates. Our grade 6 students will sit their exams beginning April 29th, 2026 and April 30th, 2026. Our grade 5 performance task will be done on June 10th, 2026. Grade 4 will be on June 24th, 2026. The placement mechanism remains the same. Our grade 6 students will be transitioning to high school using their grade 4 PEP exam that they did in 2024, their grade 5 PEP exam that they did in 2025, and the components being done at grade 6 in 2026.
Crystal Williams reporting for CVM News.
Stay with us. There's more to come after the break.
KFC value menu has you thinking chicken. Get the chicken box combo for just $680. KFC.
The time by KFC is.
This season is the time. Digital is gifting smile. Gift a smile. Gift a smile. Gift a smile.
Digicel is gifting smiles this season. 64 lucky customers will win $250,000 cash, and the third two getting $50,000 in groceries. You can also win Samsung tablets, furniture vouchers, and so much more. Best part, you can keep your prize or re-gift all our partners to someone who really needs a smile. This season isn't just about winning, it's about making sure everybody good. Cash Digital in your community, bringing gifts and good cheer to keep you smiling into the new year.
Chicken, mega deal, super chicken, mega deal. The KFC value menu has you thinking chicken. Get the chicken box combo for just $680. KFC.
Tune in to Lead Story, weekdays at 6 p.m. Hosted by Jody Ann Quarry. Brought to you by VC's Electrical Sales. Quality products at affordable prices.
Thanks so much for staying with us. The Northeast Regional Health Authority is strengthening emergency medical services across the region with the addition of 4 new ambulances. The vehicles handed over today are part of a multi-million-dollar investment aimed at improving response times, patient outcomes, and access to critical care in several parishes. Giovanni Hamilton reports.
On Tuesday, the Northeast Regional Health Authority, NARA, handed over new ambulances to health facilities across the region, marking a significant boost to emergency medical services. With this latest addition, the region's ambulance fleet now stands at 24. Total vehicle fleet has increased to 59. The investment, valued at $65.7 million, was funded by the Ministry of Health and Wellness in partnership with NARA. It is expected to strengthen emergency response capacity across the region.
Well, the primary purpose of the ambulances will be to enhance inpatient care, the transfer of our patients from hospitals to other hospitals or to diagnostic centers. And we are aware of the increase in trauma cases, motor vehicle accidents along the roadway, along the North Coast Belt. And once the ambulances are available, they will be deployed to assist the fire department with the emergency response.
The ambulances have been assigned to the St. Anne's Health Department, St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital, Port Maria Hospital, and Port Antonio Hospital.
Well, we expect that with this addition, we'll be improving patient outcomes. We will be improving the performance of dealing with the transportation of our patients to services in a more timely manner and better coordination across the region in the use of these emergency vehicles. The addition to each hospital and health department will see an improvement on their part to assist within their specific environment.
Ultimately, the new ambulances are expected to help save lives and ensure consistent, high-quality care when it matters most. I am Giovanni Hamilton reporting for CVM News.
After Hurricane Melissa, one shrimp vendor says her business has slowed and sales have since plummeted. With the details, here's Carla Ramdeen.
For 15 years, one shrimp vendor has been serving up her pepper shrimp. But she says since Hurricane Melissa, her business has slowed down.
People have their business going around looking at to fix up them, make preparation to fix up them house and so things could have did better. But through Melissa, we have to just take it one step at a time and we have to do what we have to do.
Ms. Adair says to combat the low profit, she has had to cut back on the portions.
Even the pepper that I have to use on the shrimp is $5,000 a pound. And we have to go and buy the pepper to prepare the shrimp because it is pepper shrimp. You understand? It's pepper shrimp, so we have to buy the pepper, the $5,000 a pound. Tell me now. And the shrimp, them raise the shrimp, so tell me if you feel like, no, I can't make it.
Ms. Adair explains she has also been impacted by the hurricane, losing her house and receiving no assistance.
My house blew down and I have to get the shrimp from St. Elizabeth to come to Kingston to hustle, you understand? And we have no assistant. I'm from Slipe and we have no assistant back that side to even give us some houses or whatsoever, you understand? So things really impact. Melissa impact us a lot.
Even with the losses and the high cost of ingredients, she continues selling her pepper shrimp, determined to keep her business alive and rebuild her life after the storm. Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
Here now is Michael Paul keeping you updated with what's trending in social media.
So, the United States has announced an indefinite suspension of immigrant visa processing for nationals of 75 countries, effective January 21. Countries affected include Jamaica, several Caribbean nations, parts of Africa, Asia, Europe and South America, as well as Russia, Iran and Somalia. The move is expected to have significant implications for travel, migration, education and family reunification. Further details from US officials are awaited. Let's take a look at your reactions. At Randy Rande says, this is only for immigrant visas. Non-immigrant visas are still being processed, such as the B1 and B2 and other common tourist and work visas, pending any further decisions by the Trump administration. At Chevy_the_greatest_00 comments, guys, I promise, US isn't anything special to run gutter right now. Don't be sad about it. At AJ Bourne Diff says, this is good. Draw out the ones who are coming with bad intentions, then allow them back later on. A simple and wise decision. At Chase_Zander 20 comments, guys, just take this as an opportunity and stay and build your own country. Make them have to run, come and look. This is only going to make us better in the long run. Do like the Chinese, close off, build back, and come back even stronger. And that's what's trending online today. Continue to share your thoughts with us on X at CVM TV and CVM_television on Instagram and Facebook. I'm Michael Paul.
Stay with us for sports with